Hello and welcome to Roosevelt Rebel with your host Tisa Rebel Beltran. All right. Hello and welcome to the show. I don't even remember the last time I did an episode was. Oh my, I have a sneeze like in my nose, like, right there in the middle between your eyes. The sneeze just sits there. Yeah. So school's out. It ended this past weekend. I finally got all of my paperwork in. My teacher gave me an extension because a lot of shit was going down in the fam. And had a lot more responsibility put on myself, as you know, if you listened to the last episode. But I did get everything in finally. I need to hear back from the nonprofit that I worked for to see what any feedback that he has to give. I haven't heard from him. Actually, I haven't even checked my email today. So I should do that. But I'm still learning. Today I've spent the past 7-8 hours. 7 or 8 hours? Has it really been that long? Okay, 6 hours. The last 6 hours, watching Dr. Ramani on YouTube, her interviews and her own channel, about narcissism, my favorite study. And it has been mind-blowing. It has been so educational for me, and has basically validated my feelings and validated everything that I've thought. She has answered so many questions and also so much more. She is a expert in narcissism, and I want to learn from her. So by it. She's a clinical psychologist, professor of psychology at University of California in Los Angeles since 1993. I think she's still there. And yeah, she's still there. She's just blown my mind, honestly. The one thing that she has said that has just like, I laughed at because it was like something that I thought, but I'm just like, nah, it can't be like a certain thing. But it is. So narcissists are horrible drivers. Ow. Let me see. Yeah. She said narcissists are horrible drivers, and I wish that I could have fucking taken notes, but I've been working and just listening while I'm doing all this. Listening. I am working. So I was not able to just like write down all the notes. So they're horrible drivers. Like, they're so entitled that they don't care. They go in and out of traffic. They don't pay attention. They don't use their blinky. They don't, if they're at a red light and the light turns green, they just go. They don't care about anybody else. They're just gonna, they're reckless. They're reckless, basically, she said. So this is just crazy to like feel validated, to feel like I'm seen, and all my questions that I've had throughout my mind for the past like 10 years have been answered. She's answered questions that I've had about people that I have dated in the past, and it has been like healing for me. And funny enough that I say that is that on her website, she actually has a monthly healing program that you can sign up for, where they have journals and stuff like that. It's taking yourself back, healing from narcissistic and antagonist relationships, which is fucking awesome that she's doing that. She's an expert in it, and it's taught by her. She's the one that's teaching. Like, sometimes, the teachers just like have somebody else do it, but like, is it free? No. It's $24.99 a month, and it's $240 a year. So that would be something I would just like to learn from her. Like, she has taught me so much just in the past 6-7 hours of watching her. She has said things like, things that I already knew, but like hearing her as an expert. Oh, she has so many books too. She has a book blah, blah, blah. She has a book called "Should I Stay or Should I Go?" and it's being in a relationship with a narcissist, because I've asked myself that numerous times and I've stayed because I think that they would change, and they never did. That they promised going to therapy. They say that they would change and things would get better, and it was basically love bombing. So in the beginning of the relationship, when they're love bombing you, they are interested in the same things you are. They're showering you with gifts. The sex is fucking cool as fuck. And then it stops because they already got what they want. They got you on the hook. And then they realize that you're fucking ready to go. They fucking start showing you those feelings again. They start love bombing you again. And it's so crazy because I've been asked before by people, do you miss them? About the person that I was with. And I'd be like, no, because I didn't even know who they are, because they love bomb me. They're a new person for every relationship. They're interested. They're going to fucking build you up and be like, oh, you're amazing. You're the greatest. You're fucking, like, you're an amazing human being. You're amazing at this. You're amazing at that. And then they stop. They just stop. And then you're like, feel horrible about yourself because they're not complimenting you anymore. They're not, making you feel the way that they did. They just love bomb your ass, and you got all this serotonin, you got all this love, and you got all of this, and they just basically can fucking ignore you. They fucking put you on the fucking quiet list, and they don't fucking talk to you. And it's just like, what the fuck? What did I do? When in reality, you didn't really do anything. This is the way they fucking power play you. It's all about power. It's about control. It's them controlling you. And and it's something that can't be fixed. Once a narcissist, always a narcissist. They can be aware of it or they cannot be aware of it. And, but there's a little bit of knowing that they're aware of it. Especially when the way that they treat people, and it is a behavior that is learned. It is, raised by the parent of a narcissist. A narcissist becomes a narcissist because of being raised by a narcissist. So there's no hope. That's like if you have two parents that are narcissists, you're bound to be a narcissist. Like, unless you're so empathetic and like don't want to go that route and are aware, and you're that aware, then it's probably not going to happen. But most of the time, a narcissist doesn't know they're a narcissist, and like they think that they are, but they don't even think that they are. Honestly, like they laugh it off. I'll tell you. One time I asked one of my exes, I said, "Do you think that you're a narcissist?" And she said, "I try not to be." What the fuck does that mean? And what does that mean? but like, wow, you guys, like, so your parent's a narcissist, you're bound to be a narcissist. And I talked about this before. And then your children, so if your mom's a narcissist, your dad's a narcissist, then you're a narcissist, then you're going to pop these little kids out, and they're probably going to end up narcissist, or, what do you call it? Word. I thought I had the word up because my brain is overstimulated. Psychotic. So you could be raising a little psycho, a psychotic kid. Like, oh man, that's just scary. And it's just because I've seen it. I've seen all of this happen. I've seen where they're going to be possibly a narcissist, or they're going to be psychotic, or they're going to be, oh, that's the one thing that I was like, never heard of before. She taught me about rage cycles, where the narcissist flips the fuck out and throws rage, like yelling and screaming. Like I've seen this like firsthand, and I was just like, what in the fuck? That person even fucking yelled at me, and I was like, you don't talk that way. You don't treat me that way. And it's just crazy to see a narcissist yelling at their own child in their face, their finger out, just the rage in them. And then that makes me sad to know that this person is never going to change. And I always thought, and it is just a cycle for myself, being a person that dates narcissists, that I had to stop and be like, you can't put yourself through this anymore. So who was it? Oh, it was a Kalani song with somebody, but but the line that she says is just really kind of like what I was thinking. It was like, I would rather be single than to deal with that again. I'm fine with being single. I don't need a relationship to prove to myself that I am worthy. And it never was about that for me. It was the fact that I was trying to fucking be in a long-term relationship. And mind you, this has happened to me numerous times, and I've been love bombed like a motherfucker. And then, you see, like she even discusses about seeing it, that, you see it and you call them out on it. And then they reel you back in, and it's like a cycle. And like, it's not about, why didn't you leave them? Why couldn't you leave them? Like said that before, asked that before. And it's like, it's not even about that. It is about, it's about, you love them. It's about them making promises, saying that they will change, that they'll go to counseling, that things will get better. We will be going on more dates. We'll be having sex. I will show you how much I love you. I will, because I do love you. And like, so they're telling you these things over and over again. So you're believing them because you believe you're in love with them and you want the relationship to work. So you are trying and believing and just living off of hope, basically hoping that they're going to change. And from what I've learned now, they're never going to change. They're going to be the same person always. They can be more aware and try, but they will never change. It's in their DNA because their parent was a narcissist. Now they're a narcissist. Now their kids are going to be narcissists. And hopefully that generational trauma will change, will be broken, but who knows? Who knows, honestly. And at this point, when I look back at certain people, I'm like, nothing's going to change. And because there's not any, they're not going to change because you can't change once you're so used to the comfortability, and you're just going to jump from relationship to relationship and love bomb and love bomb and love bomb each person over and over again. And, it's what they've done. Like, this is their pattern. It's a fucking pattern. And it's sad that their children have to be exposed to that. Their children have to be abused. And they probably won't think of them being abusive towards their children, but a lack of empathy, a lack of anything for their poor children, just proves to them, like, just lacking in the parental skills, because it's not really like, then you have to ask why. Basically, from what I've been learning, is parents that are narcissists have children to make them feel better about themselves, because what is the main thing about a narcissist is that they are insecure. They are the most insecure people on the planet. They are horribly, horribly insecure. So they're spending their whole life to feel secure. They are always in need of control of the situation, controlling their children, controlling their spouse, control at work. Also is something. And it's just that they're insecure. They never were given the love that they need. They were never given anything that they needed as a child from their parent that was narcissist. They were